Colorado coach downplays benefit of bye week following procedure. For a man like Deion Sanders, momentum is everything. It's what fueled his career as one of the greatest dual-sport athletes in American history. And now, as head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes, it remains his driving force, even as his body reminds him of its limits. His spirit refuses to slow down. When Colorado stunned Iowa State in a thrilling showdown, the energy in Boulder reached an all-time high. Students flooded the campus in celebration. Social media lit up with clips of Coach Prime's post-game speeches. And the Buffs suddenly felt alive again. After weeks of scrutiny, injuries, and questions about consistency, Colorado had found its rhythm. And Deion Sanders, despite battling through serious health complications, was right in the middle of it all, smiling, preaching, and motivating. But then came the bye week. For most coaches, a week off would be a gift. A moment to breathe, to recover, to plan. For Sanders, it was the opposite. "It wasn't important for me," he said, dismissing the idea with his trademark calm confidence during a press conference. "I like to go. After a win like that, you want to keep going. You don't want a bye week. You want to keep the momentum going. And keep going, period." It was vintage Deion, defiant, focused, and allergic to complacency. While others rested, Sanders found himself restless. For him, success has always been about movement, the rhythm of work, the push against comfort, and the belief that staying active means staying alive. The coach who won't sit still. This season, Sanders' story has gone far beyond football. Earlier in October, the Colorado head coach underwent surgery to remove blood clots from his legs, a serious procedure that could have sidelined anyone else for weeks. But Coach Prime is not anyone else. Within days, he was back around his players, moving carefully, still sore but determined to remain visible and active. He refused to let his recovery create any distance between himself and the program he has rebuilt from the ground up. During practices, witnesses saw him perched on a golf cart, shouting instructions, clapping his hands, laughing with players, and occasionally wincing from the pain. But the message he sent to his team was unmistakable. "I'm still here. I'm still leading." Sanders has long said that football is about much more than what happens on Saturdays. It's about discipline, responsibility, and faith, qualities that can't take a break just because life gets difficult. So, while his body healed, his heart continued to pour into his players. "I don't need recharging, man," Sanders said, his voice calm but filled with conviction. "I mean, God got me. I know that sounds like a cliché, but I'm not lying. God got me." Those who followed his journey know that Sanders doesn't invoke faith lightly. Over the years, he has been open about his struggles, from financial troubles to near-death health scares. Through it all, his faith has been the constant thread. The reason he says he continues to rise each morning ready to fight again. "When I go through things," he continued, "it's for others to glean from and say, you know what? If he can fight through this, I can fight through that. If he can walk through that storm, I can walk through that storm. It's not for me because I know he has me and I'm one of his soldiers and he uses me mightily." It was a message as much for his players as for the world watching him, that resilience isn't about ignoring pain, but about finding purpose within it. Faith, football, and fighting spirit. The idea that Sanders doesn't need recharging might sound unbelievable to those who watched him limp off the field last season or who know the seriousness of blood clots. Doctors have warned him in the past about pushing too hard, but for Sanders, the calling of leadership outweighs personal comfort. He often says he was called to Colorado, a place where belief and hard work have collided in unpredictable ways. He inherited a team that went 1-11, and in just over a year, he turned them into national media darlings, an emotional spark in college football. The transformation hasn't been easy, but Sanders thrives in challenge. He treats every setback as a setup for something greater. So when people suggested that the bye week could be his time to heal, he saw it differently. Healing, in his mind, isn't just physical, it's spiritual. And that healing, he believes, happens when he's doing what he was meant to do: leading young men. The image of Sanders coaching from a golf cart became symbolic, not of weakness, but of resilience. He wasn't there because he needed to be seen. He was there because he needed to serve. And that attitude has defined the Buffalo's culture under his leadership. He always tells us, "Don't make excuses," said one player after practice. So when we saw him out there, hurting but still coaching, it made us think, if Coach Prime can show up, what excuse do we have? That moment, perhaps more than any game, defines the 2025 Colorado Buffaloes. A group built around accountability, brotherhood, and belief. The road ahead, Utah awaits. Now, Colorado faces another crucial test: a road game in Salt Lake City against the Utah Utes. The matchup renews a rivalry that has quietly simmered for years, made even more important now that both programs share a conference in the new-look Big 12. Utah enters the game licking its wounds after a tough rivalry loss to BYU in the Holy War, and the Utes are desperate to rebound. For Colorado, this isn't just another game. It's a statement opportunity. Both teams need the win to stay alive in the Big 12 championship race. For Sanders, it's another chance to keep that fire burning. He admitted he would have preferred the game to happen a week earlier, riding the high of that emotional Iowa State win. Momentum, after all, is something he values more than rest. Still, the Buffs have used the bye week to their advantage in practical ways. Several injured players returned to practice, and the coaching staff fine-tuned schemes on both sides of the ball. Yet the emotional center of the team, their leader, has made sure the message remains clear. Complacency kills and rest is not the goal. Growth is. "No recharge required," Sanders said with a grin. "We ready." A leader defined by motion. There's an irony in Deion Sanders' refusal to rest. Throughout his career, from the NFL to MLB, from television to coaching, his entire identity has been built on movement. Prime time was never meant to stand still. Even in the face of adversity, that energy remains. Sanders believes that his purpose is to inspire, not to pause. For him, every press conference, every speech, and every game is an opportunity to show people that faith and fight can coexist. He's been told to slow down countless times, first by critics, then by doctors. Yet here he is, smiling, limping slightly, but fully present. His players see it. His staff feels it. The entire Boulder community draws energy from it. What makes Deion Sanders remarkable isn't just his record or his charisma. It's his unwavering belief that he's part of something divine, that his suffering, his success, and even his setbacks are all part of a larger story being written through him. And so, as the Buffaloes gear up for Utah, Sanders won't be talking about recovery or rest. He'll be talking about mission. He'll be talking about how faith keeps you moving forward, no matter what obstacles lie ahead. "I know what I've been called to do," he said more than once, "and I'm gonna do it, no matter what it takes." No recharge needed in Boulder. As Colorado takes the field again this weekend, the focus will be on whether the Buffaloes can sustain the spark that ignited against Iowa State. But behind the helmets and headlines, the real story remains Deion Sanders, the man who refuses to stop, even when his body begs him to. He doesn't see pain as punishment. He sees it as a platform. Every step, every word, every game is a testament to the message he's trying to deliver. That perseverance is contagious. To watch him move along the sidelines, coaching from a golf cart or leaning on a crutch, is to witness the embodiment of grit. He preaches faith, but he also lives it. And in doing so, he continues to turn Colorado football into something bigger than wins and losses. When the Buffaloes face Utah, they'll do so with a head coach who doesn't just talk about fighting through storms. He lives in them. Whether his team wins or loses, the lesson remains the same. Momentum isn't just about football. It's about refusing to quit, even when the world tells you to rest. No recharge needed in Boulder. Coach Prime is already charged by faith, by purpose, and by the unshakable belief that the best way to heal is to keep moving forward.